What's good, YouTube? It's your boy EazyDubsTv, and I'm back at it with another banger, man. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are now on the road to 14K subs. Last night we did hit 13K, and I can't say thank you enough. And make sure you turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss out on any of the daily content, and smash that like button so YouTube will share the video out to more people. So, if you guys been keeping up on the channel, I have now uploaded the best defensive, finishing, and shooting and playmaking badges in NBA 2K23 Season 3. And so this one is going to be a long one, but this is going to be the overall best badges in the game. Now, I'm going to be ranking every single last badge from finishing to shooting to playmaking to defense. And man, this tier list is going to be something crazy. So like I always say, the comment section is a safe space. Make sure to go ahead and leave your comments down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So up first, we got Claymore. Out of all badges, ooh, Claymore's gonna go in the B tier for me right now. Like we've talked about before, Claymore is gonna replace that catch and shoot. Honestly, you don't really need catch and shoot like that. Claymore is gonna trigger pretty much when you're just standing there, but the only thing about Claymore is if you move even a sliver of space, you lose the boost to it. So you can't really put it super high up. And I'm gonna move badges around, as everybody knows who's watched these videos. We always move badges by the end of this. So for right now, we're gonna start off with Claymore in C tier. No, B tier. Clutch shooter, C tier. Clutch shooter triggers every single time like you're in the fourth quarter, or if it's like, I believe you have to have like a score of like 13 points or more in park. But clutch shooter is definitely gonna give you that boost. To all my rec and pro-am heads out there, you know how important this badge is to have, because you can go missing and then that fourth quarter hits and your lights out. So clutch shooter is gonna go into C tier. Comeback kid, I'm putting in the D tier. I'm one of those people that thinks that you should never really rely on comeback kid, and since it only triggers in certain situations, i.e. with you being down, comeback kid really has no use for me, so I'm putting it in the D tier. Corner specialist, C tier. Corner specialist, honestly, you don't really need it. Corner specialist is one of those badges where it's like if you're a spot up and you sit in the corner, i.e. like a popper or like a lock, that I can understand you using it if you're not using those shooting badges in anywhere else. But as far as like its actual usability to everybody else in the game, corner specialist is not a badge that you necessarily have to have on at any point in time. So corner specialist is gonna go into C tier just because I know it has some worth, but ain't the end all be all. Volume shooter, I'm gonna put into B tier, just given the fact that volume shooter triggers whether you make or miss. Every single shot you're gonna get an extra little percentage boost to it, so volume shooter is gonna go into B tier. Slippery off ball, one of the most useless badges in the whole game. I mean, there might be one pro-am person out there who's like, well, I run screens, dubs, and when my center set screens, I get a nasty movement off a slippery off ball. Okay, cool, but to everybody else, don't ever try to use slippery off ball. You're not going to get really any return, and it's a waste of badges. Midi magician, also going in the D tier. I mean, unless it suits your playing style and you're a post scorer, or you're like, you made like a Michael Jordan, DeMar DeRozan, Kobe Bryant type build where you're shooting nothing but mid ranges, I can't see anybody really having any use for midi magician. Guard up, going into C tier. Guard up is one of those badges where as long as you're playing against somebody who's competent in the game and they're playing hands up defense, there's no use for this badge at all. So unless you're on my team, when I play with randoms, most of the time people are going to guard you with their hands up. So guard up is going to go into C tier. Amped, B tier. Reason why I'm putting amped in the B tier, I mean, it's a useful badge, especially if you're dribbling a lot or if you find yourself running a lot and you're draining your stam, then amped is going to be your best friend, because it's going to help. How should I say? It's not going to completely negate, but it's going to help with any shot that you take when you're dead tired. So for example, you're dribbling, or you're running a fast break, or you're running off ball all around the court, which I don't suggest, but if that's what your offense consists of, then by all means go crazy with it. But running around and then you're dead tired, you'll realize that you'll kind of get those sluggish animations, and it really changes the whole fact of you being able to make the shot or not. So having amped is always a nice badge to help out with those situations. Catch and shoot, D tier. I don't really see any use for catch and shoot, because catch and shoot and Claymore are essentially the same thing. So I mean, and I've experimented with catch and shoot, and what I've realized, and maybe this is all mental for me, But I feel like my whole shot changes dang near, like as far as like where the green window is actually at. Now some people say it literally speeds up your jump shot. I don't know these things. I'm not a 2K tester. But at the end of the day, catch and shoot for me when I've experimented with it didn't do me any justice. I found more justice with Claymore, and then plus most of the time catch and shoot, at least for my builds, are in that tier 3 or tier 2 category, so I don't want to waste badge points on something like catch and shoot when I can just rock Claymore. Green Machine I'm putting in the A tier because, you know, this year it's literally green or miss. I mean, yes, you will see the occasional whites, and I've seen them too, and I've even seen them going contested, but for the majority of the time it's a green or nothing type of game. So Green Machine is going to help you because every shot that you make, it expands that green window, and as you put it up on higher and higher tiers, that green window is going to expand exponentially more. So Green Machine is going to go in the A tier. Space Creator, another one of those badges that quite honestly really suits your playing style type of a thing. I don't really see the difference between rocking them. Now somebody may be like, well, you don't do the right moves. Okay, well, it's not my playing style, my bad. But guess what? I played against people who shoot fades, and it's not like they go absolutely insane. Either you know how to guard a fade or you don't. So Space Creator, it says that allows you to also break ankles with it, kind of, but I don't really see it. Limitless Range obviously is an S tier badge. Everybody knows about Limitless. I mean, if you don't rock it, then apparently you're just only sitting right on the 3-point line. But to anybody who wants to shoot consistently with Limitless Range, you're gonna want to at least have this on silver to gold. Those are normally like the sweet spots for most of the people in the community. I wouldn't necessarily suggest going up to a 99 because it just takes too many stat points to get that badge on Hall of Fame. And then bronze is like, I guess you might make a few, but it's not going to be consistent by any means. Deadeye, I'm actually going to put Deadeye in the A tier. I've been experimenting with Deadeye since I've been able to core my Limitless Range, and with Deadeye, it's a shooter's best friend. You're going to be able to make a lot more of those contested shots, or the ones that really look contested. So they give you the, i.e. the 10%, the 15s, the 20% of the world. You'll be able to make that more with regularity. Now, as far as what badge level is really like the sweet spot, I can't say because I haven't experimented that much. I've been rocking it on gold, and I've been making a lot more contested shots. Blinders, I'm gonna put in the A tier as well. Been experimenting with Blinders. Blinders is a pretty good badge. I mean, crabbing isn't really what it used to be, but as far as like people jumping from your sides or from, you know, your peripherals from this side or that side, it will negate that pretty well. I've been experimenting with this on gold. Like I said, with Deadeye, haven't really tried it at any other level, but Blinders is something that you can use, especially if you're one of these guards who like to shoot a lot of fades, or if you find yourself in a lot of like situations where you're not necessarily in the corner, but you're not on the hash and you're in between, so you have defenders closing out. Blinders is going to be your best friend. Agent 3s, we already know about it. This hands down an S tier badge. Activates literally after you do any type of dribble, whether it's like literally just one dribble, a step back, or a spin back, or a momentum boost. Really anything. Hell, you can be on a fast break and stop and shoot, and Agent 3s is going to trigger, and it just gives you that boost. So to anybody who's trying to shoot consistently in this game, especially my 300s, you're going to want to throw on Agent 3. Silver is that sweet spot, so it's really affordable. You can't really go wrong with gold, and I've never experimented with on Hall of Fame either, but silver is that nice sweet spot for Agent 3s. Hands down an S tier badge. Acrobat, as far as overall badges, what I say, I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Acrobat is a really good badge, whether you have it on silver, bronze, or gold. I haven't seen anybody with Hall of Fame. I barely even seen anybody with it on gold because your driving lib has to be so high. But Acrobat is going to be one of those badges that everybody should be running at least on bronze. What it does essentially is anytime that you try to do any layup that's not normal, so switching hands, your Euro steps, your spin layups, Acrobat is going to trigger. It's going to help you give a boost to that make percentage. And a lot of people don't use the layup meter no more, so I'm not going to dive too much into that. But Acrobat is going to be one of those badges that you're going to want to put on for sure. Back down Punisher, C tier. I mean, for my big men out there, I know this may be up into like the B, the A, heck, for some people may even be S, but given the fact that I don't have a big man and really not a lot of people back down too much, and what they do, they only back down till they get a little bit of space and then they go up, versus like having back down Punisher and trying to get real nasty bump animations. So I'm gonna put back down Punisher in the C tier. Dream Shake should be like literally right in here. in the D tier with a slippery off ball and comeback hit. Because Dream Shake, no one is Hakeem Olajuwon, no one is sitting up there doing like little shimmies and stuff like that. So I'm putting Dream Shake in the D tier. Drop Stepper, I'm gonna put it up here. Matter of fact, let me switch this around. I'm gonna do it like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put Post Spin Technician up there. Just given the fact that these are gonna be your go-to moves if you're a big man. Most people either drop step somebody or post spin them. So kind of like the same thing with Back Down Punisher. I'm gonna put it all in the C tier as a group. Slithery Finisher, S tier. We already know about Slithery. It's gonna allow you to avoid contact going to the rim. So if you have this badge combo with Limitless Takeoff, good luck trying to stop them, especially if they have Slithery on like silver or gold and they're 6'9", because now they get this badge in the tier 2 category. Or is it tier 1? I believe it's tier 1 actually. So even then, that makes it even more overpowered. So Slithery's gonna go into S tier. Pro Touch, D tier. I'm gonna put it in front of Comeback Kid. With Pro Touch, it did have its place in the game at one point at the beginning of the year when everybody was experimenting, trying to find the cheese. But once people found out that you don't need the layup meter, essentially still make crazy layups, everybody's been turning it off. So Pro Touch has fallen out of the meta of NBA 2K23. So with that being said, still a valuable badge, but I'm gonna put it in the D tier. Giant Slayer, I'm putting in the S tier. Either you know about Giant Slayer or you don't. If you have this badge on Hall of Fame, that's why I encourage everybody, no matter what build you make, to put, or at least, unless you're doing like close shot or something like that, which also might give you Giant Slayer, everybody should be shooting for that 80 driving lib, just so you can get Giant Slayer on Hall of Fame. So if you're playing rec, park, whatever, and you end up in a mismatch situation and you need to go up, this is going to give you a boost when you go up against taller defenders. Masher, I'm putting in the D tier, but I'll put it in front of Mini Magician. Just given the fact that Masher only triggers if you're a bigger build going up against smaller guys. And 9 times out of 10, unless you are like a 7-footer in the park, you're gonna match up with somebody in rec or pro-am that's 7 foot with you. So Masher's not gonna be super valuable in that situation. I wouldn't necessarily waste my badge points on it either. Limitless Takeoff, S tier badge. I'm actually gonna put it, I'm gonna do it like this actually. Get some organization here. Okay. So Limitless Takeoff, we already know about it. Sweet spot for it is going to be on silver or gold. I mean, bronze doesn't really do too much, and I've seen it on Hall of Fame, but once again, you have to have that high driving dunk rating to even get it on Hall of Fame, and a lot of people aren't willing to sacrifice in other parts to get on Hall of Fame. So silver or gold is going to be that sweet spot. It's going to allow you to take off further from the basket. You've seen people do crazy dunks, crazy cock back tomahawk dunks, and you're not even able to block it, i.e. chase down. The animation itself has been nerfed this year, but Limitless Takeoff is still going to be super good, regardless on who you are, what it is you're trying to do. Even on a big man and you got quick drops off one and that's the only dunk package you got, you're going to want to at least have Limitless Takeoff on silver or gold. It's found its meta, or how should I say, it has a very dominant place in the meta of NBA 2K23, so Limitless Takeoff is going to go into that S tier for sure. Fearless Finisher, I'm going to put in the A tier. Matter of fact, I'm gonna move this around too. I'm gonna do it like probably like this, honestly. Reason being why I'm putting Fearless Finisher in the A tier is just given the fact that literally anytime you try to dunk the ball and you get knocked out of an animation, or if you find your way going to the basket and there's a big man down there and somehow he manages to get contest, Fearless Finisher is going to help you make layups through those contests. And it's literally just that simple. Having this badge on either silver or gold once again is going to be a nice little sweet spot for you, so you really can't go wrong with it. I'm putting Fearless Finisher in the A tier. Aerial Wizard, once again, is kind of like, it's questionable. I wouldn't necessarily put in D tier. I'll put in front of Guard Up though in the C tier. Aerial Wizard is going to allow you to pretty much finish contact layups, contact dunks, or wide open, you know, alley-oop dunks or alley-oop layups. So I mean, I messed that up. Aerial Wizard is going to allow you to finish any alley-oop type of animation. So your alley-oops and the layups, your alley-oops and the dunks, and it's going to expand that green window to give you a higher chance of making it. So Aerial Wizard is going to go into C tier just because not a lot of people throw lobs 24/7, and so it's not necessary for you to have the badge on. But if you're a slasher and you want to get some cool animations and you want to finish consistently on your alley-oops and you got a guard who's willing to throw them, Aerial Wizard is the way to go, but since it's not that important, I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Bully has found its way down in the D tier. It's just not a badge that a lot of people use, and given the fact that it's very inconsistent and it costs so much points to upgrade your strength and to even get Bully, I'm putting it in the D tier. Fast Twitch, I'm gonna put it with all the other kind of big man finishing type badges, but I'm gonna put it above back down Punisher in the C tier. Fast Twitch is just gonna allow you to get off the floor quicker, whether it's close shots or even your standing dunk. Fast Twitch is gonna be your best friend if you're a big man, but if you're anybody else that isn't a big man, you don't necessarily need this badge. Posterizer, going above Limitless Takeoff, or going above Limitless Range, and in between Limitless Takeoff and S tier. Reason why I'm putting Posterizer up there is because this year, like, yes, it triggers on your contact dunks, but given the fact that you don't have to use the dunk meter and you can use square, the higher you have Posterizers, the more likely you're going to be finishing on people in the paint. It's literally just that simple. It doesn't work for standing dunks, but it works for every other dunk, so Posterizer has found its way into the S tier for me. Rise Up, I'm going to give it the respect that it deserves, and I'm going to put it into B tier. Yeah, we're gonna move it around like that. Just giving the respect that it deserves. My big men out there know that Rise Up is literally their go-to because Posterizer doesn't trigger on standing dunks. So you're gonna want to have Rise Up on your highest tier if you find yourself in the paint and you're a masher like that. You can't go wrong with Rise Up. So putting it in the B tier, probably where it rightfully deserves to be. Post Playmaker, I'm gonna put down in the D tier. I mean, just given the fact that you can put on a badge like Dimer as a big man and throw the ball out and give them a boost versus just having to be in the post and throw it out. Yeah, Post Playmaker's going in the D tier. Needle Threader, C tier. And I'm putting it, I'm gonna do it like, yeah, like this is cool. Needle Threader in the C tier. It's gonna help you in those situations where you have two defenders closing out on you, or you're trying to throw it into a sliver of space. Needle Threader is gonna give you that boost to get it there. It's literally just that simple, but it's more situational based than anything, so I'm putting it in the C tier. Special Delivery, y'all know I love this badge, but I'm not gonna cheat. I'm gonna put it in C tier as well. It's just gonna allow you to throw those flashy passes with more fluidity. A part of the badge that people don't realize is that it also allows you to like throw the pass, but to the person receiving it, if you have it on a higher tier, it makes it that much easier and cleaner for them to catch and shoot than it would be if you didn't have the badge. And I'm sure you guys seen the animations where you could be on a fast break. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Somebody throws a flashy pass to you behind the back and you can tell they don't have it on because your guy, even though he's wide open and the pass is wide open to him, he catches and fumbles the ball or flies out of bounds type of a thing. And that's because no one has on Special Delivery when they throw it. So put on Special Delivery, at least on bronze. I think it's a sweet spot for alley-oops and stuff like that. But if you really want to have some fun and go crazy with it, try it on gold or even Hall of Fame, and you'll have some fun with it. Vice Grip, B tier. Honestly, just given the fact of how like steals are in this game and the meta evolving like around that, you can't go wrong with Vice Grip. People are going to spam you regardless of who you are, what your build is, or anything, because that's just what people do. Even when they get upset, they try to spam you. So you can't go wrong with a badge like Vice Grip. I personally put on like bronze, but other people may put on silver or gold. Like I said, with most of these badges, I personally don't use Vice Grip. I'm going to give it the respect that it deserves because I do know where it is in the meta. So I'm going to put it in the B tier. Floor General, quite honestly, is going to go in the D tier. I'll put it above everything else though. Just given the fact that with Floor General, it gives you +1, +2, +3, +4, depending on the tier you have it on. But your teammates have to have it on for you to get the boost too as well. And so, given that a +1 or a +2 or +3 is not going to make that big of a difference as far as a person making or missing a shot, I'm going to put it in the D tier. I wouldn't even waste my time with it. Dimer, I'm going to put it leading the way in B tier. It gives you a boost to any time a person is like doing a catch and shoot. But I have seen Dimer activate like once I threw a pass to somebody and they go for a layup or a dunk as well. So I'm wondering if this triggers on any type of shot in general. It gives you a boost, but you really can't go wrong with Dimer. Even having Dimer just on bronze will do your teammates some good. Break Starter, oh yeah, I'm putting in C tier as well. Break starter, all this is pretty much when you're a center or a lock or whoever's grabbing a defensive rebound, it's gonna allow you those outlet passes up the court. I've seen people run without it and have no success throwing passes, so I know it's important. And especially if you're already going for that LeBron James passing style, which most people in the game break side stop it to. Yo, John, appreciate that sub. But made your way into the video, gang. But yeah, with break starter, it's gonna be one of those badges where you're gonna want to run it, especially if you find yourself in the paint trying to go for rebounds and things of that nature. So break starter for me is gonna go high in the C tier. Ankle breaker breaks my heart. Literally, ankle breaker breaks my heart. But I'm putting it into D tier. I mean, where do I put it in the D tier though? Yeah, I'll put it in front of Space Creator. Ankle breakers just don't trigger it at all this year. No matter what you have as a setup, Hall of Fame ankle breaker with goal killer combos and whatever you want to throw out there, ankle breaking shots, it don't make no difference. At least in 23 next gen, it's so hard to get an ankle breaker. I have yet to see anybody, and I mean anywhere, fall on the ground this year as far as 23 next gen is concerned. So I wouldn't waste my badge points. If I need to put it in somewhere else, then I would do that first. An ankle breaker would be like the last badge I'm thinking about. Bailout is going into S tier. I'm putting it in front of Slithery, just given the fact of how many people throw bailout passes and the fact that you only have to have this badge on bronze to see an amazing effect happen in game. Like, I've seen people throw out of dunks, I've seen people throw out of like almost turnover animations, I've seen people throw out of jump shots, I've seen people throw out of like, it's just wild the animations you see with bailout. Whether you are a small guard or a 7'3" big man, bailout is going to be your best friend. I personally don't use it because I'm pretty, how should I say, precise with my decision making, but bailout is going to be your best friend if you're one of those people who are like, oh shoot, someone's open last second and throw it out. Bailout is going to be your best friend. Hyperdrive, yeah, I'm gonna put hyperdrive in the A tier. Hyperdrive is gonna allow you to get down the court a lot faster, especially with those behind the back moves or size ups where you find yourself either going backwards or straight. Hyperdrive is gonna give you that boost, so you can't go wrong using that. Quick first step obviously is an essential for anybody in this game. You're gonna want to put that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put. You can argue quick first step. Yeah, I'm gonna put quick first step leading the way right now in the S tier. I mean, it's a staple of the game. You really can't do anything without quick first step. That's why this year post control, if you have it at a certain attribute threshold, you unlock quick first step. Or if you have your ball handle to a certain threshold, you unlock quick first step. Quick first step is so essential in anything that you do, going to the basket, creating a shot, running down the court with the ball. Like, you're gonna want to have quick first step. It's kind of a no-brainer type of a badge. Unpluckable, I'm putting in the S tier as well. I mean, Unpluckable is going to be your best friend for anybody in this game. Just given the fact that everybody spams the bejeebus out of you, you're going to want to have Unpluckable on some type of tier. Now, if you call yourself creating a shot and you're not a big man, so like i.e. my guards or my forwards out there, you are going to want to have this badge on gold, and that is going to be essential to your success in this game, creating any type of shot or doing anything that revolves you dribbling the ball. Because if you have this on silver and bronze, anybody's going to come by and rip you. It's just how it goes. And even on gold, they're still going to rip you. So you're going to want to at least have this on gold to even play the game safely while it's trying to create a shot. And Unpluckable is just paramount, just giving everybody having a 99 steal this year. Mismatch Expert, it's more of a situational based type badge. I'm going to put it in the C tier. I mean, it gives you a boost if you're a smaller offensive player compared to the person who's playing on-ball defense on you. So it has its place, but at the same time, it's not a go-to or a staple of the game by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Killer combos, I'm gonna put it in front of blinders and Deadeye in the A tier. Killer combos is pretty much your quick chain mixed in with tight handles from last year all into one, so you can't go wrong with it. You can run this badge on bronze and see an instant return on your investment, but the higher tier you go, I played with it on silver, didn't realize that big of a difference, but bronze to gold is huge. Haven't made a build with it on Hall of Fame because your ball handle needs to be so high, and I ain't doing all that. So gold killer combos is really nice this year, so can't even lie about it. It's gonna go high up in the A tier for me. Handles for days, probably one of the most myth badges to me in the game. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. I don't think you necessarily need handles for days, given the fact of how adrenaline works this year. You're going to only do a couple of moves anyways before you try to attempt a pass or a shot. If you are a guard where it's like the offense is primarily through you, I can understand running handles for days because you may dribble out of something, pass it, and then they may throw it right back to you, and you're gonna need to create, you know, or do 1 or 2 or 3 more moves to create your shot. But given the fact that that's not everybody's playing style, and everyone is either going to the rim or shooting a fade within the first 10 seconds of a shot clock anyways, handles for days for me is gonna go in the B tier. Clamp breaker, I'm gonna put in the B tier. I mean, clamp breaker, it's essential if you're trying to be a slasher and just attack the rim, but given the fact that I don't really focus on trying to get past defenders and go downhill with it, I'm gonna put clamp breaker in the B tier. I haven't really ran it at all this year because on my build I'd rather run killer combos instead of clamp breaker, because, you know, 2 badges into 1 compared to just being able to blow by. Yeah, I'll stick with killer combos. Workhorse, yeah, workhorse is gonna go in the A tier. Workhorse is essential for running off ball or grabbing steals and things like that on the defensive side. So you can't go wrong with workhorse. And then a lot of my builds don't have rebounding on it, so having a high tier badge like workhorse, putting it in like, you know, silver or gold range, allows me to have that extra speed to actually go run and grab a loose ball if the rebound flies past both centers in the paint or whatever. So you can't go wrong with workhorse. Putting in an A tier. Box out beast, B tier, and I'm gonna put it here. Just given the fact that, you know, as a center or a power forward, if you plan on grabbing any type of rebounds, you're gonna want to have box out beast on. Now there is an off chance that if your strength is high enough and you get good positioning, you may be able to hold them, but a lot of people do like swim moves and stuff like that, and they'll get around you easily. So if you call yourself trying to be, you know, a consistent rebounder in this game, you're gonna want to have box out beast on. I haven't experimented with it enough to tell you what tier is gonna be that sweet spot, but you're gonna want to have this badge on for sure. Chase down artist, high C tier. I mean, with chase down artist, it's one of those badges that you want to put on, but in all honesty may make no difference. Because I've had this badge on gold and gotten blocks before, but I've also had it on Hall of Fame and try to go for the same blocks and don't get them at all. So it's like, what do you really do? I mean, this is gonna be more preference based, honestly. Like I said, I always have this badge on at least gold, but I wouldn't be shocked if somebody says, well, I have success and I don't run this at all. And I would honestly believe them. Post move lockdown, we're gonna put in the B tier. Reason being is because it does serve 2 purposes. It has ball stripper incorporated into the badge now, so if you didn't know, you're able to actually rip people when they put you in the post if you have on post move lockdown, as well as be able to stifle them a little bit when it comes to them backing you down. So you can't go wrong with that. Anchor, I mean, it's the best, besides glove and interceptor in my opinion, it's the best defensive badge in the game. I'm going to put it in the A tier. You really need to be running anchor at least on bronze to even start to trigger some of the like block animations in the game. Now my 6'8" 3-point forward, I was able to get this badge on bronze, and I get snatch blocks every once in a blue moon. I also get some nasty blocks in general just from having this badge alone on bronze. So putting anchor on is always going to be a good thing for any type of defense, unless you are a small guard and you're not getting any blocks whatsoever, then I understand it. But if you're above 6'7", yeah, you need to be running anchor, at least on bronze. Pogo stick, I don't want to completely disrespect this badge. I'm gonna put it in the D or in C tier. Reason being is because pogo stick, I mean, I play disciplined defense. I do know people who jump a lot, but every time you jump, you lose stats and adrenaline. This is just gonna help you with that recovery animation from jumping. So I'm gonna put pogo stick in the C tier. Rebound chaser, you gotta put some respect on rebound chaser's name. I'm gonna put it in front of Green Machine. Reason being is because Rebound Chaser, quite honestly, is going to be one of those badges that if you're a center or a power forward and you call yourself grabbing rebounds, you need to have Rebound Chaser. Going out there without it, will you be able to get rebounds? Yes. Will it be consistent? Hell no. You're not gonna have any chance of out rebounding anybody else who has this badge on. Like if you go up against somebody and you don't have the badge, but they even have it like on bronze or silver, they're gonna rebound over you. Or if you go up against somebody and you have it on bronze or silver and they got on gold, or I pray for you that they don't have it on Hall of Fame, they're going to be snagging on you. I've seen people literally snag the rebound between two people, and it's all because mentally I know, okay, so these guys either have low rebounding or no rebounding, like as far as Rebound Chaser at all, and this guy must have it on like at least gold or Hall of Fame, because I've seen people grab it one hand, I've seen people grab it literally dang near off the backboard. Like, Rebound Chaser is OP. It's not talked about a lot because it's kind of like a how should I say, it's kind of a duh type of badge. Like if I'm a center, duh, I should have on Rebound Chaser. But a lot of people don't rock it for whatever reason, at least when I play in like rec and occasionally in the theater. So you're gonna want to put Rebound Chaser on whatever high tier you can get if you plan on consistently rebounding in this game. Brick Wall, I'm putting in the same tiers like Box Out Beast and Post Move Lockdown. Brick Wall does have a place in the game, but given the fact that the meta is so ISO heavy and people don't like for you to set screens, I'm gonna say that again. For anybody who ends up playing with me, nobody likes to have screen sets. Heck, even when you go on Twitch or YouTube and you see people play with smaller guards, people are not saying screens over and over and over and over again. So I have been hit by a Hall of Fame brick wall screen and it's put me on my butt before, but given the fact that it's not that important in today's meta, I'm putting brick wall in the B tier. Off-ball pest, one of my favorite defensive badges, probably one of the most slept on defensive badges in the game. I'm gonna put it leading the way in B tier. Off-ball pest is gonna be really like utilized on 2s, 3s, rec, or pro-am, because everybody loves to go to the rim and slash, and most of the time if you have a competent defender, he's guarding the person on ball. That on ball player is looking for someone to go backdoor, and that's where off-ball pest is gonna come in. I've experimented with this badge on silver and gold, and man, you get some nasty animations. Now it could be the fact of it being on silver and gold and my builds having strength, but I've gotten animations where I've really like dang near like checked dudes from running into lane, or I've literally like grabbed dudes from running into lane, and then you see that animation where that guard will throw the alley-oop just thinking off of muscle memory that this person is going to be open, and it flies out of bounds. And you cannot lie to me when I say that's one of the best feelings as a defender, when you cut off somebody who's trying to go backdoor on you and you watch the ball fly out of bounds. So off ball pest is going to go in the B tier. Ankle braces, C tier. It's also going to be one of those badges where it's like you don't necessarily need it on a super high tier because people aren't running ankle breaker like that. Yes, people are running killer combos, but that's not going to save you from you having low perimeter defense and lack of understanding of how the game works and someone burning you. That has nothing to do with ankle braces. Now, it will help you from getting stunned. It will help you from the occasional ankle breaker that may happen, but it's not the end all be all if you don't have this badge on. Pick Dodger. I actually like Pick Dodger a lot. I'm going to put Pick Dodger in front of Acrobat. Inside of that, matter of fact, let me move this around because I really do want Acrobat there, and I'll put Pick Dodger here. Actually, that's how we're gonna do it. Pick Dodgers, like, and I understand I said not a lot of people set brick walls, but the people who do, Pick Dodger is gonna help you really get around that. I've rocked this badge on silver and gold, and I love it because of the animation that you do get. You're gonna do like the little swim moves, especially if you're holding L2 and you find yourself moving side to side. Your guy will literally stick an arm on the person who's setting the screen and just swim over to the other side and be able to stick with him. But it's so situational based, and it all depends on the person you're playing against. If you're a lock, I can understand why you'd have Pick Dodger on at all times because you're a lock. You want to be versatile on the defensive side. But if you don't have too many defensive points, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is going to be a badge that you have to run 24/7, like versus kind of like off-ball pest. But Pick Dodger has found its place up here, so I'm gonna put it in front of brick wall because it truly does negate things that come off of screens. Menace, I don't think it's good enough to put in the A tier, quite honestly. Well, Yeah, I can go in the A tier. But where in the A tier? Right there. If you run up against somebody who has this badge, at least on Gold or Hall of Fame, you'll feel it. Literally. Your guy will start to slow down, because what Menace does is it drops the attribute ratings as long as that person is staying in front of you. So you can't really go wrong with Menace. I mean, it's not going to save you all the time, but it's going to help you as far as like being able to stop somebody, being able to get a steal on somebody, being able to drop somebody's ratings for a quick second, and being able to get a block on them. So Menace is going into A tier. It does serve a purpose in the game. It's not the end all be all to defense, but it does play a huge part. Challenger, I'm putting Challenger in like dang near down here. I don't use Challenger. I mean, yes, people have hit contested shots, but also I've played against pure locks in this game without having dead eye or blinders or guard up on, and they have been in my face contesting, I still made the shot. So I'm not going to sit up here and swear to you that Challenger is going to literally save you on defense. I'm just going to leave that right there where it stands. Glove, S tier. I mean, let's put it here. Glove, if you don't know about Glove, then you must live under a rock and don't really play this game and only play my crew. And with everybody running around with anywhere between 85 to a 99 steal this year, and that you don't need Glove on like a super high tier for it to, you know, start to be effective, Glove is going into S tier, because if you run up against people, which I'm sure the majority, like 98% of us have at this point, you've run up against somebody with Hall of Fame Glove, and they've literally have just ripped it right off of you. Rather it's like you getting it on the inbounds, you getting it for a split second on the hash, or even when you're driving down to the paint, someone can just rip you. That's gonna be Glove. And since Glove is a heavy defensive badge in the game, it's the best defensive badge in the game, it's going into S tier, rightfully so. Interceptor is gonna follow right behind it. Pretty much if you don't get your on-ball steals and you're sitting in the lane, Interceptor is gonna be your best friend, because you're gonna rip that right out of the air too. And then Clamps, probably be the most controversial one, but I honestly don't think you need Clamps. I don't run Clamps because of how many badge points it costs, but I know people who do. So I'm putting Clamps, yeah, I'm gonna put Clamps in the A tier, just given the fact that it's not a badge that you need. It's a badge that will give you some help, but you'll still get beat if you're the on-ball defender and someone knows what they're doing. They're getting around you even with Clamps, because you should not be holding and relying on L2 so much anyways. So, to go over every badge on the list, leading the way in S tier is going to be Quick First Step, Glove, Interceptor, Agent 3s, Limitless Takeoff, Posterizer, Limitless Range, Unpluckable, Bailout, and Slithery are all going to be in the S tier. A tier, we got Anchor, Fearless Finisher, Rebound Chaser, Green Machine, Killer Combos, Workhorse, Clamps, Blinders, Deadeye, Menace, Hyperdrive, and Giant Slayer, all in A. B tier, we got Off-Ball Pest, Clamp Breaker, Dimer, Vice Grip, Acrobat, Pick Dodger, Brick Wall, Box Out Beast, Post Move Lockdown, Rise Up, Handles for Days, Claymore, Challenger, Amped, and Volume Shooter, all in the B tier. C tier, we got Chase Down Artist, Clutch Shooter, Ankle Braces, Break Starter, Special Delivery, Needle Threader, Pogo Stick, Corner Specialist, Mismatch Expert, Fast Twitch, Back Down Punisher, Post Spin Technician, Drop Stepper, Aerial Wizard, and Guard Up. And then in lonely, sad old D tier, we got Floor General, Bully, Ankle Breaker, Space Creator, Catch and Shoot, Masher, Post Playmaker, MIDI Magician, Pro Touch, Comeback Kid, Dream Shake, and Slippery Off Ball. So hey, we got through all that. But this is going to be ranking every single badge in NBA 2K23 as of Season 3. This is going to be that ultimate tier list for you. So hey, if you found this video informative, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss out on any of the daily content, and smash that like button so YouTube will share the video out to more people. Because until later on tonight, y'all, where you could definitely catch me in a live stream, it's been your boy EazyDubsTv, and I'm signing off. And for real, make sure to hit that like button for me, because this video took forever, man. I love y'all, man. Thanks for 13K. Peace.